Hey, how's it going, everyone? Brick Cinema Productions back on the second channel here doing a review of a Lego compatible but not Lego product. This is by the company Sluban. I ordered this on AliExpress about a month ago, which, if you're not familiar with AliExpress, it's a place you can order a bunch of stuff, which I think is pretty much all direct from China. So there's a lot of alternative Lego compatible products on there. I wanted to try out this brand to see if, this would be a decent alternative to building these with real Lego, because, kits from like Brickmania and stuff like that are really expensive. And I'm just using them for animations, so anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'll go over the tank first, and then I'll get into the whole little accessories kind of thing. So the tank itself, this is, I don't know what they call it. Let me see what they call it. Oh, this is just on AliExpress. It's just listed as the Sluban World War II Normandy Landings Army sets. There's a whole collection of sets on here that you can buy. I believe this is modeled off of a M26 Pershing tank. Yeah, I'll show off a little kind of what it looks like, and then we'll get more into, I guess, the quality of it. So let's look at the front here. Got a couple of lights and this little thing here, which I think is supposed to be the the assistant driver's 30 cal or whatever would be there. I think it's supposed to be a machine gun. On the sides, pretty simple, but all in all actually pretty detailed. The treads here are these like plastic pieces. There's 53 pieces on each one of these treads, and they do work pretty well. This is a really smooth surface, so they're not really gripping at all, but they do turn. Of course, now that I say that, it's sticking, but overall they're pretty decent. Looking kind of at the rear here, you have what look like maybe exhaust ports for the engine, which I assume would be located in the rear here. Again, a pretty decent amount of detail on this thing, all the way around, honestly. It's another one of these bag pieces. Here's like a metal rod of some kind, and whatever this is supposed to be. But with the turret itself, this is super long, which I think is accurate to a Pershing. I'm not entirely sure, but this will it can move up and down. It can go up pretty high, go back down. This will rotate, I think, all the way around, or almost. It gets caught on this front piece here, so it doesn't rotate a full 360. Of course, for some reason this side can do it, but not the other side. So what else we got here? These two hatches I think the two hatches here will also open. It's kind of like weird, you gotta have this all the way up, and there's no room to actually put a minifigure in there, and I can't get my fingers in there, so I have to use something else to pry it open. Let me, what do I have handy? Let me just use this brick arms gun, if I can even, yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, this will open up. But again, there's no room to have anyone standing in there. I guess you could sit someone on top, but both of these will open. And then there's these two on top here, which also open, not at the same time, because there's not enough room, but you can open these. And these you can actually put someone standing in here. And they do fit Lego minifigures pretty well. It's just pretty nice to have. And then this one will open as well. And the same thing, there's room in there. You can stand a minifigure. There's also this little, I don't know exactly, I think this is to mount like a 50 cal, which it doesn't come with one. It does come with some weapons, but there's no 50 cal. There's like a little monopod thing that you could place in there, and it comes with an MG42, but it doesn't come with that. However, I do have a brick arms one, and this will fit in here Of course, yeah, there we go. So if you want to add that, you can. Although it is a little high to be used by a minifig unless they're like standing up here, I guess. But, you know, if you want the extra detail, you can add a 50 cal on there. The quality of this thing is actually surprisingly good. It's holding together pretty well. I haven't had any issues of anything just like falling off. The barrel's on good. This thing rotates really smooth. Like I said, the treads are pretty decent. And the bricks are actually not, you know, too far off of real Lego. The only thing I will say is there is definitely a lack of some quality control, and I'll get more into that when we look at the figures that this thing comes with. Because there were a few like plates. I think it was for like the bottom portion of this that have to be right up against each other in order to sit properly, and there was like a little bit of extra plastic on the end from when they were like broken out of the molds or whatever, and I had to like find a file and sand those down to get it to sit properly. But besides that, for the purposes I'll be using it, this is actually surprisingly decent. I think the scale is pretty good too. There's a minifigure up next to it. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the tank itself. It does come with some other things, so I'll just put this in the back here. We'll go to the anti-tank gun next. This is pretty simple. It's just, I mean, yeah, that's all it is really. These are adjustable. You can bring them in or have them, you know, out. And this is adjustable as well. It can aim, you know, up and down a bit. Pretty simple, but also I think it looks pretty good. Not gonna, you know, this little like, this will focus properly. There's a little like handle piece here as well. So yeah, that's also pretty decent. So what else does it come with? It comes with this little sign here. And these sandbags, which are pretty simple, but you know, they're nice. I actually kind of want to get some more of these sandbags. I think these are kind of useful. And the sign, you know, I mean, it's, yeah, it's not really, it's just a sign. So, yep, got a little plant piece. This feels a lot cheaper. This piece specifically feels a lot cheaper than Lego. This one feels fine though. And generally speaking, most of these pieces are pretty similar, or similar enough. So next up we got this whole crate of weapons here. I'm going to go ahead and dump these out. So the crate itself, it's kind of like, it looks almost exactly like the Lego one, just bigger, just a bit longer, and I think wider as well. But the design is pretty much the same as like the Lego crate that's like this. So what all do you get? You get 2 of these. These are, I'm assuming, shells for the anti-tank gun. These are 2 pieces. I'm not sure if, you know, it's meant to be like, I'm not sure if that's intentional or if that's just how they're built, but they're like, it's like a rubber kind of piece. Yeah, so you get 2 of these. Pretty simple, but I think they look good as well, so no complaints with those. And then you get a handful of weapons as well that are pretty close to the Brick Arms designs. Quality isn't as good, but I mean they work. You can hold them, and you know, minifig can hold it. Here's a bazooka. Looks pretty good. No real complaints with that. What else do we have? We have MG42, which I realize, oh, that one doesn't sit in the hand all that well. It's kind of awkward. I think the handle's not perfectly round. No, there's like little pieces on there. But, you know, good enough. I realize the magazine's on the wrong side, but whatever. Yeah, so MG42, pretty detailed. Again, pretty similar to the Brick Arms one. That one comes with a bipod that is removable. And that bipod is literally identical to the Brick Arms one, I'm pretty sure. Quality is not as good. Like I said, the handle's kind of awkward, but it's not, you know, it's not bad. What else do we have here? We have, looks like a Car 98. Again, pretty similar to the Brick Arms one. Yeah. Then you get a Thompson. This one is a little different, has a little bit of detail in the stock and stuff, and up here, though, you know, I don't know how well that really looks, but it's got some detail to it, which is nice. Again, it's kind of awkward because you can only hold it at certain angles because of the stock hits the arm. So, I mean, it's still decent, but got this carbine as well. Pretty detailed. Not bad overall. Then there's a Panzerfaust here, this little like monopod piece you can put on here to hold it. This is, again, fine, pretty simple design, but, you know, so is the Panzerfaust, so, you know, although I can't seem to get this monopod in his hand. A little bit awkward, but, there we go. So, yeah. Overall, pretty nice. The last thing, you get two of these. These are grenades. They are, I think these pieces come apart. Or, but yeah, there we go. These pieces come apart. These are kind of big, I think, in my opinion. But, you know, these are the only ones that I don't really care for, because I think they're nice and detailed, but I think they're kind of large for what they are, to be honest. But yeah, that's it on the weapons that it comes with. Last thing I want to look at are, this is not the figure it comes with, I should mention. I want to take a look at these because, I mean, I don't really have a use for these, but they also, this is kind of where that lack of quality control comes in. So this one is, you know, I think the helmets are decent. I'll probably save these, but I don't have a use for the rest of these. You know, obviously they look very different from, you know, Lego ones. This is supposed to be, I think, the German one. And this is the wrong color vest. There's a gray vest right here. I put the wrong one on. And, you know, I go to take the head off to swap it, and I can't get the head off. So it's just kind of stuck on there. So, again, kind of the quality control thing. See, that was me trying to get it off, you know. Not all the pieces fit properly, but, yeah, I don't really have a use for these. And then looking at the Americans, see there's the gray vest that I put on the wrong one, and you can see they're both missing a hand. That's not because I'm missing hands. I have, in fact, I actually have extras. I have like 3 or 4 of these. The issue is that none of them fit into those 2 arm sockets for some reason. So both of these guys are just one-handed, and I can't really do anything about that. But these helmets do fit on Lego minifigures. Looks okay, I guess. You know, I could at least use those, but I'm not going to use these figures. In fact, I actually didn't even build these figures when I built the rest of it. I built this like right before the video, just to have them, you know, since I'm doing like a review of this. But yeah, I don't really have a use for these, to be honest. Last thing, this did come with a brick separator that looks like an alligator. This end works fine, just like the, you know, the Lego one. But the other end, as you can see, there's like no point to it at all, so trying to use that to pry things apart doesn't really work. It's too thick. It is branded in there. If you can see it, it says Sluban. Main reason I bought this was the tank, and I think, honestly, I paid like, I don't know, 20... Let me look at the thing. $24 for this. And considering that, like, you know, building kits of tanks and stuff like this, I mean, if you look at like Brickmania, those are in the hundreds of dollars. You know, if you're looking for an alternative that's, you know, relatively affordable, this seems like a pretty decent one. So I'll leave a link to it in the description from where I bought it on AliExpress if you're interested. I'd say, you know, go for it if you're, you know, it's like 20 bucks. It'll take a while to get, you know, to you if you don't live near China. But the quality's not bad, and it's pretty affordable. So yeah, I have another one of these videos that's going to be coming out soon on another one of these Sluban products, reviewing that. And yeah, if you like that, feel free to check out my channel. I have another channel, my main channel, where I do animations. I'll have those linked in the description as well. But And until next time, see y'all later.